That's North Korea.
So much on the line.
There's an active shooter situation.
Hurricane Maria causing mass devastation.
Being there, connecting with Americans, being straightforward, getting to the facts, getting to the heart of the story. It is the ABC News way. With the day's first breaking news.
We're learning so much more about that devastating terror attack.
On the scene, going to the story, wherever the story is.
Your babies are safe, and you're safe.
It'll be okay.
The exclusive news-making interviews.
The 2 men arrested at a Philadelphia Starbucks. What did you think when you saw police arrive?
There was just this incredibly loud explosion.
We over our lives.
Were you praying in that cockpit?
Oh, my goodness.
Have you ever apologized to Nancy?
Enough apologizing.
How strange is it for you to sit here and compare the president to a mob boss?
Very strange.
And as we quickly edge closer towards perhaps the most highly anticipated midterm elections of our time.
The president came out swinging today. Is he worried about what he's saying?
The powerhouse political team of ABC News.
What happens if Robert Mueller subpoenas the president? Will you comply?
Well, we don't have to. He's the president of the United States.
It's an extraordinary privilege to be trusted by so many Americans to report the news and the events of our time. Straightforward reporting, getting straight to the heart of the story. It's the ABC way.
Okay, what's in the ABC News Start Here podcast? Well, let's just say it's the most interesting, free-rolling, original news podcast you'll listen to today, period. Was that a little too much? Over the top?
Maybe just a little.
Yeah, I thought so.
The ABC News Start Here podcast. The best daily news podcast, bar none.
Wait, I thought we weren't going to say that.
Listen to the Start Here podcast on Apple Podcasts.
ABC News. Straightforward.
Trump, Putin, the United States, Russia, the Helsinki summit. After everything that's been said, everything that's been reported, tomorrow they come together face to face and America turns first to George and GMA right there live tomorrow on Good Morning America.
Friday. How about a little Havana heat to kick off your weekend? It's Camila Cabello in a live summer block party in Central Park. Friday. Only on GMA, presented by King's Hawaiian.
We see it in the news every day. People treating each other poorly, mean, nasty. But when these 2 women...
I can do my job.
Mock and ridicule this waiter for stuttering.
Go bring us guys teas.
What people do when they don't know cameras are rolling.
Are you serious? Are you being serious?
Will stun you.
These 2 women over here, I'm going to punch them in the face.
Get out! You get out!
You kicked them out of the dress room.
I'm ready to pick them up and throw them out.
So, what would you do? Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Okay, America, things are gonna get good. Good conversation, good info, good food, good deals, even a good pair of shoes. Get more good in every day. News, inspiration, fashion, community. The new GoodMorningAmerica.com. Whoa, that's good. OMG good. We hear you. We feel you. We're with you. The new GoodMorningAmerica.com. That's putting the G in good.
Your mom said, comb your hair. Your dad told you, smarten up. Your dog is judging you right now. And your best friend just called you crazy. We all need someone who'll pull no punches and give it to us straight. Now imagine getting your news like that. No bull, no spin. Just give it to me straight. Straightforward news. Straight to the heart of the story. ABC News. Straightforward.
I just want to see what is my limit as a human.
The run is not going to be easy tomorrow.
I am extreme ultra runner. 50 miles races, 12 hours races, 24-hour races. The winds start kicking in. So quickly you can get the frostbite.
Dangerous. Snowstorm.
Each step was a fight. It doesn't seem very cold, no?
We are considered a Class A avalanche area, so we access a lot of backcountry skiing. People have died both in the backcountry and unfortunately in our ski area due to avalanche death. It's a dangerous sport if you don't have a plan and aren't prepared for going out there. Crystal Mountain has one of the oldest dog programs in the West. It was started, I think, in the mid-'80s. 5 dogs on our dog team right now. I got Darwin at the end of my first years in the spring of 2012. There was a vacancy in the program and we were ready to bring on a new puppy. When they're a young pup, they get to come up to the hill, play in the snow, have some exposure to gondolas, snowmobiles, chairlifts. We weren't exactly sure what his personality was going to be like. He's a really kind of aloof, a little bit of a playful dog, just likes to do his own thing. Good boy. The personality change from when Darwin is off the site to on the site, it's a whole different dog, just focused on work. There we go. We do a lot of training with our dogs and we hope that we never have to use them. But if someone is buried and we can get our dogs there, within 15 to 30 minutes, the chance of saving that person is very, very high. They have a skill set that humans don't have any technology for, and that's their nose.
When it is time for that dog to do their search drill, we'll go into the planning process with thinking about the previous drill, what we saw, both successes and challenges for the dog in that previous drill, and what is an adequate next step to take.
For the dog at the level that Darwin's at, we can also make it a pretty challenging digging scenario. If this was a little baby puppy, it would be a pretty thin wall.
If somebody's buried into the snow 2 meters deep, and they cover it with blocks and then with fresh snow, and so to the naked eye you can't see where there's a person buried. And then you release the dog onto the site and they are exclusively using their nose to pinpoint and find that person.
Good dog, good search. Good search, dog. Good job, Darwin. Oh yeah, good job. That was fun. That was a good search. Good search.
This is our 5th year on the ski patrol with the Darwin Kim team. He's still young. We have another 5 years of service up here. We'll just keep coming to work with a smile on our face every day and hoping for fresh snow and stable snow.
Let's go, boys. Yeah. Whew. Alrighty.
GoodMorningAmerica.com is here. News, inspiration, fashion, community. Whoa, that's good. OMG good. We hear you. We feel you. We're with you. It's the new GoodMorningAmerica.com.
No doubt we live in turbulent times. The president furious over the FBI raid on his personal attorney, and with so much at stake,
President Trump has just ordered a military strike on Syria.
Constant strikes by the US-led coalition.
We're on the South Korean side. That's North Korea.
so much on the line.
There's an active shooter situation.
Hurricane Maria causing mass devastation.
Being there, connecting with Americans, being straightforward, getting to the facts, getting to the heart of the story. It is the ABC News way. With the day's first breaking news.
We're learning so much more about that devastating terror attack.
On the scene, going to the story, wherever the story is.
Your babies are safe, and you're safe. I'll be okay.
The exclusive news-making interviews.
The 2 men arrested at a Philadelphia Starbucks. What did you think when you saw police arrive?
There was just this incredibly loud explosion.
We over our lives.
Were you praying in that cockpit?
Oh my goodness.
Have you ever apologized to Nancy?
Enough apologizing.
How strange is it for you to sit here and compare the president to a mob boss?
Very strange.
And as we quickly edge closer towards perhaps the most highly anticipated midterm elections of our time.
The president came out swinging today. Is he worried about what he's saying?
The powerhouse political team of ABC News.
What happens if Robert Mueller subpoenas the president? Will you comply?
Well, we don't have to. He's the president of the United States.
It's an extraordinary privilege to be trusted by so many Americans to report the news and the events of our time. Straightforward reporting, getting straight to the heart of the story. It's the ABC way.
Leanna, this is your very first interview.
Right.
Why are you speaking out now?
It has been 2.5 years of very heartbreaking silence. Not being able to speak out for myself, not being able to speak out for my son. And it's time for me to do that. It's time for me to talk about him. It's time for me to defend his legacy.
You want to change the narrative.
Exactly.
It's a narrative that begins here, 34 years ago, deep in the Bible Belt in the small rural city of Demopolis, Alabama, a hardscrabble southern river town where a long day's work fishing is met with a relaxing night on the front porch.
I was raised primarily by a single mother, and I think that the strength that you acquire from watching your mother raise you by herself, it changes you, but in a good way.
Leanna says she grew up introverted but earnest.
I'm sure the people that went to high school with me would probably categorize me as the goody two-shoes, you know.
She flirts with the idea of becoming a nurse, but what matters most to Leanna, she says, is becoming a mother.
I knew that I wanted to get married, and I knew that I wanted to have children.
You wanted to be a wife and a mother.
Yeah.
At just 20 years old, part of that dream comes true when Leanna meets 23-year-old Ross Harris, a local 911 dispatcher who will become a guitarist in their local church.
Who was Ross when you met him?
The exact opposite. Outgoing, extrovert, he would talk to anybody. I think we were able to bring out each other's best parts of our personalities.
Leanna says Ross brings her out of her shell while she helps him focus on the future, inspiring him to go back to school for a business degree.
You made him want to be a better man.
I thought so.
How quickly did you fall in love with Ross?
It was pretty fast. I would say within a month we were talking about getting married.
But friends and family are worried things between the young couple are moving a little too fast.
I knew that there were people that I was very close to in my life that were taken off guard by the relationship because we were talking about marriage so quickly.
What did you say to them when they said, "Why are you rushing this?"
I know what I'm doing. That was kind of the attitude.
Their courtship was quick, but it would take longer to start that family. When they finally decide to start trying, it's one disappointment after another.
Every month was a roller coaster. I would take a pregnancy test and bawl my eyes out because it was negative.
By now, they've moved to an Atlanta suburb where Ross is working as a web developer for Home Depot, Leanna as a dietitian. Then, finally, that roller coaster ride reaches its peak. Leanna is pregnant.
We just kind of sat on the bed like, we're going to be parents. I'm going to be a mom, you're going to be a dad. This is crazy.
They welcome their son, Cooper Mills Harris, on August 2nd, 2012.
Describe that moment when you first held Cooper.
It's hard to describe that moment. It's the best feeling in the world. This little person comes into your life and changes everything.
But like so many babies, Cooper is fussy, and those early months are a blur of sleepless nights.
How was Ross in terms of being a father and helping you through those really, really tough first few months?
He was more involved than I ever anticipated him to be. He would get up and try to put him back to sleep. He did everything that I did and never complained other than the normal complaints of new parents. I'm so tired.
As Cooper approaches his second birthday, he's hitting all of his milestones and developing quite the little personality.
He was full of life, adventurous, definitely. We got quite the number of phone calls from daycare. Cooper was climbing on the table and fell over and bumped his head.
Go Cooper, go Cooper.
He was just happy all the time.
If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray!
I think that he had Ross's personality.
Leanna says father and son also share a special bond.
Cooper loved his daddy?
Absolutely.
What would he do when Ross walked in the room?
When he saw Ross, it was just like he just lit up.
That loving relationship is just one reason that all that happens next seems so unbelievable to Leanna.
June 18th, 2014. The day that would forever change your life.
It was a day like so many others. Ross was in charge of dropping Cooper off at daycare in the morning